open season.
What's going on, guys? It's D-Ben. I hope you have a blessed day today. And if you enjoy having open conversation to your favorite season, please make sure to subscribe as we are on a road to 100 subs. With that being said, let's go. So you know what frustrates me the most about Lamar Jackson, the electric quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens? Is his lack of self-worth, knowing his value and what he brings to the table. Now I say this after he was given the non-exclusive tag by the Ravens. In simple terms, this means that this offseason, Lamar will have the ability to negotiate a contract with other teams and that the Ravens will have the ability to match that offer. If not, then Lamar will be able to sign with his new team and the Ravens will receive 2 first-round draft picks. That being said, Lamar Jackson is among the greatest dual-threat quarterback of all time, right? He's very quick, very elusive, has a quick burst, and once he sees an opening gap, man, he's gone. But as far as passing goes, Lamar needs to continue putting in work. Don't get me wrong, he can throw the football, but he does have his limit. Now let's listen to Coach JB break down the success required for Lamar.
Greg Roman is so undervalued, it's unbelievable. If you're not a football guy and don't understand football and you don't understand coaching and the intricacies of coaching, you will never understand how truly great Greg Roman is. He's created and devised a system for a guy to be successful with this guy who is very limited throwing the football. So we got to create all these bells and whistles in the run game to have success, Jason. They face a bear front more than any NFL team has faced in the last 20 years.
To Coach's point, not many teams have been interested in his services. The Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, the Washington Commanders, still getting used to that, the Miami Dolphins, and the Las Vegas Raiders all expressed disinterest in Lamar Jackson. Following the news, former players were, let's just say, surprised and shocked by the lack of disinterest in Lamar Jackson. Ryan Clark, who now works for ESPN, had this to say. So a former league MVP, 4th in overall wins since entering the league, entering his 5th year and the same age as incoming rookie Stetson Bennett, is free to negotiate, but all these teams know before speaking to him that they're good? Yeah, right, there's no collusion. Robert Griffin III, who is also an ESPN employee, said, Lamar Jackson is a unanimous MVP, has led the NFL in passing touchdown, is 26 years old, 45-16 as a starter, and all the QB-needy teams are saying that they aren't interested? Don't smell right to me. For those not familiar with RG3, I'll let Jason Whitlock introduce us to him.
Who's sexy? I'm sexy. Who's sexy? I'm sexy. Who's sexy? I'm sexy. I'm sexy. Fuck it up. Jersey, fuck it up right now. B-ball, fuck it up right now.
Yeah, that's RG3.
All right, that's basically RG3 in a nutshell. But on a serious note, he did also serve as Lamar Jackson's backup in Baltimore once upon a time. And that has me wondering, why did Baltimore specifically select RG3 to be Lamar's backup? Yeah, that's right, because they have similar playing style, back to Coach JB's point. And finally, JJ Watt, recently retired future Hall of Famer, said, why are all these teams so publicly out on Lamar Jackson, an MVP winner in his prime at the most important position in the entire NFL? A quick sidebar, it is important to note that Ryan Clark is infamously known to be how can I put this in good terms? Well, a race baiter, right? So after JJ Watt posted his comment, Ryan Clark felt the need to repost that so that he can say, oh, since the legend posted this, I guess I'm not keeping up for Lamar Jackson just because he's black. Oh man, talk about helping your case. So going back to JJ's tweet, he finished it by saying, what am I missing here? And I'm going to answer this for JJ. It's pretty simple. He's not a great passer. In order for a team to acquire him, they'll need to completely change their offense, implement a new system that'll showcase his strength. And like Coach JB said, it's not an easy task to do. He's not just a plug-in player that can fit in any system. See Aaron Rodgers, who he is getting a lot of interest from different teams at the age of 39. All this to say, Baltimore plays this non-exclusive tag to be like, hey, go out there and find a team that values you the way we do. And if you do happen to find a team, we'll match the offer because they won't be offering you a fully guaranteed contract. And by then, you'll know what's good for you and will be able to negotiate a fair contract. And remember when we offered you a reasonable contract? $250 million over 5 years with $133 million guaranteed? I think that was a pretty fair contract. Obviously, it wasn't Deshaun Watson's contract with the Cleveland Browns, which was 5-year, $230 million guaranteed. But listen, the Browns were desperate. We're not. So you can forget the notion of you receiving a fully guaranteed contract, because you're not worth that. That's not a knock on you. Most top QBs ain't receiving fully guaranteed deals. The Browns simply made a colossal mistake, and they're paying for it as we speak, as they're in talks of restructuring that contract. And we're definitely not doing that. At the end of the day, we're a business, Lamar, and it'd be foolish for me to invest that kind of money in you. Besides, the last 2 seasons, you only played 12 games. It's not enough, Lamar. You have to understand that your playing style comes with a risk. Paired with the fact that you're not the best passer, you shouldn't expect us to pay you a king's ransom. I know this may be hard for you to hear since you are representing yourself with the help of your mom. Hey, you decided not to have an agent, that's your prerogative. But do understand that we're not gonna go easy on you just because you have your mother in here. Business is business. We're going to tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. And that's why it's so important to have an agent to relay you that message so you're not communicating with us face to face. Anyways, you might resent us for being honest, but we still like to have you. So anytime you're ready, let's make a deal. And finally, as you heard countless of times, the reason for Lamar Jackson wanting a fully guaranteed contract is because his fellow rival quarterback in the same division, Deshaun Watson, received a fully guaranteed $230 million contract by the Cleveland Browns. And I still remember the day it was announced. I just hope that it pays off. And Lamar's like, I was a unanimous MVP. Deshaun isn't, so he feels entitled to a similar contract or even better. But here's the thing that a lot of us have come to understand one way or another. Comparison is the thief of joy.